Guys, what's going on? I wanted to give you the Strong Life Brotherhood lesson of the week, and it's twofold, and it comes timely because of all the stuff going on with COVID. And one of the guys in the group saw the post that I put up on Facebook where I shared somebody else's article, and it was basically New York City is dead. Pretty scary. And so, long story short, the two things that are on my mind, let's get this situated here, is the irresistible offer. And the irresistible offer is when somebody finds out about your stuff, then they go to the website, they read about it, they hear about it, they see what's kind of under the umbrella of your offer, and it's like The Godfather, make me an offer you can't refuse. I can't refuse. And so sometimes you'll see things like when you sign up, I see this in athletics, you get a free t-shirt and a free, shaker cup. To me, that has never been the thing that's an irresistible offer. What I've found with me is when people sign up for training with us, even though we recommend 3 days a week training, we give them unlimited access to the gym. That's number one. Number two, I fill the gap with nutrition. Even though I'm not a nutritionist, we give them our nutrition guidelines. Now, they don't know that it's something very simple, but when they hear about it from me on the phone, I talk to them about how myself and the coaches, we're going to check in with your son on every time he comes in. What was for breakfast? What did you eat for lunch? What was for dinner? And we teach your son how to eat, and we teach your son or your daughter how to make these lifestyle changes. And then the big thing is we tell them that, look, I know that on the surface you're coming here, you want your son better at baseball, tennis, football, but what we do is utilize the strength and performance as a vehicle to help your son have more opportunity and more success in life. So we teach them about accountability and responsibility that gives them better opportunity with colleges. So on the surface, everybody else is so focused, if I'm comparing what they do to us, is, hey, we'll help your child get faster, run faster, jump higher, be stronger. What you want to do is pile on these benefits that make it so irresistible. And what should those benefits be? Those benefits should be the things that the people struggle with the most. So some of you have a nutrition certification. Some of you might just be an accountability partner where you basically add a little bit more responsibility to your life with them. And you say, every 3 weeks or every 2 weeks, we do accountability check-ins, or once a month, you meet with me for 15, 20 minutes. We review your goals. We see how what you're doing with us and what you're doing outside of the gym is either helping you obtain those goals or not. So you become an accountability partner. So you want to pile on the benefits. So that's number one. Come up with an irresistible offer. What are you offering in your training, in your business, in addition to just what people see on the surface, that when people look at it, they're like, man, we got to do this. I can't pass this opportunity up. So that's number one. Number two, I posted this article by James Altucher called something like NYC is dead. And so he was talking about how instead of it being, uptown, midtown, downtown, it's more like ghost town. And that the rent and the value of the properties have gone down. So Derek Halpern, who's a real big marketer, owns I forget the name of it, but it's a nutrition company. Very, very smart guy. Partnered up with a girl who's got like a massive social following to do the education. I believe she's got her PhD in nutrition. And I think she's called the Food Babe. But basically, he was saying all the things he's seen and how, look, now people don't need to be in the city. They're working from home. They're making more money. They used to work 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Now they work maybe 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. from home, or 9 to 4 from home, and they don't have to commute anymore. They don't have to rent the big building or rent all that space. And so Alan Cosgrove commented. Alan Cosgrove's a mentor of mine, and what he said was really interesting was, man, I feel like gyms are, he says, I feel like I'm holding on to a old Blockbuster. If you get, those of you that are my age, remember Blockbuster. We'd go there to rent VHS, tapes and DVDs. And then Netflix came around and just crushed them. They became obsolete. And Blockbuster never wanted to change. Blockbuster could have simply gone online and streamed all that stuff, but they did not want to change. And Alan Cosgrove saying, like, look, one day people are going to say, do you remember when there was those things called gyms? Now, here's what I think in connection with the irresistible offer. Adults will, utilize technology, right? They will utilize the Peloton. They will utilize at-home workouts. They will do that stuff, but they won't get the great results that they will with people in person or in groups. So I believe that's going to make them want to come back around. So that being said, you don't want the big overhead and the big building. You want these small boutique studios, and they can start in the garage. And somebody commented on my post. You guys can go to the Facebook profile. He said, man, I set stuff up in my garage. I work half as much, yet I make twice as much. So that's some food for thought. I'm not sure who that guy's training, but you can do it if you set up this little boutique studio in your garage. And you could do one-on-ones and charge high-end for that. And look, one-on-ones can also be 30-minute sessions. They don't have to be an hour, which is extremely boring for you. And it doesn't have to be a one-on-one. It could be a 1-to-2, 1-to-3, 1-to-4, and you can make a lot of money doing that. But then here's the other thing. You need to pivot. You need to adjust and adapt. The way that Blockbuster refused to adjust, if you follow the Blockbuster model of not changing, not evolving, you will die. You will go out of business. For me, this weekend with my son's baseball tournament, I looked around. I'm like, man, it was expensive. We drove an hour and 15 minutes each way. About a month ago, we had a tournament 90 minutes each way. And it's like there's always going to be parents to invest in their kids, to help their kids get that advantage, to get better. So that's always going to be there. Will it be in a gym setting? I don't know. I really don't know. I'd be willing to change if that was an opportunity. But most kids, they can't train on their own and get the same benefit and the same results. They really can't. Number two, what would look like? You got to go back to what would be your perfect day. You don't need to own a gym. You don't have to. You can be flexible with that. And of course, we have to be flexible. Our perfect day, it has to evolve. It has to change because this world is evolving and changing so quickly. But eventually, people are going to want to be around other people. But I think this small boutique type setting is going to be your best bet. And that is allowed in New Jersey, to have training by appointment only, one-on-one, or training people under the same household, the same roof. So training family members, or if I'm training college kids, that means they dorm together or live in the same apartment or rent the same house. So we got to revisit the perfect day. What is your irresistible offer? What makes what you offer so unique and so enticing that people put aside the cost of it, the investment, and they want to be about it? They're not thinking about the price. And then think about Blockbuster. Don't be like Blockbuster. Don't be like a thing of the past where you refuse to evolve. If you need to shut down your gym and go all online now, then make it happen. If you do have a gym and you're in Ohio or one of these few states where you're allowed to train people during this time, well, how can you evolve? How can you help people? Survey your members. Use SurveyMonkey. Ask them questions. What do you love about coming here? What would make you love it even more? What would you request us to change? And it could be completely anonymous. What do you need help with the most, and what do you struggle with the most? Come up with an answer, with a solution to those problems, and that's the same wording you will utilize when writing sales copy on your website. Your kind of headline has to be like, who is this for? How does it help me? What problem are you answering? What solution are you offering me? So that's what we got for this week's Strong Life Brotherhood. Irresistible offer, evolving, not being like Blockbuster. And if you are open, finding out better ways to serve your people. So it is irresistible at all times, okay? Talk to you guys later. Post questions below.